Mark Bridger has been attacked inside of Hmp Wakefield. Now, Mark Bridger is one of those high profile cases of one of the most despicable bacons to ever come out of the UK. This despicable, horrid man took the life of 5-year-old April Jones in 2012. Now, fortunately for him, but unfortunately for us lot on the outside looking in, waiting to hear of prison justice on these type of predators, and there has been a lot of people asking, is there any info, has anything happened to Mark Bridger inside of prison? Now this, the most recent attack, like I've just said, unfortunately he didn't get the Ian Watkins or the Kyle Bevins treatment. But don't think for one moment he will not get proper prison justice, because he is one of the most high profile prisoners, or bacon shall we refer to him as, that will be ready to get that treatment inside of prison. Because like I've just said, he is one of those cases, like Huntley, that you do not forget. People like him do not have a cushy time inside of prison. Especially inside of Hmp Wakefield, also known as Monster Mansion, which used to be 90% bacons. Prisoners like him, the worst of the worst, not just any fucking bacon. Bacons that have took the lives of little ones are the ones that end up inside of Hmp Wakefield. There's a lot inside of there of cases that you've never heard about little ones that have been ended by these absolute horrid pieces of vermin. That's all. That's the most polite way I'm going to put it on here, people. But I'm going to get into the story. I'm just going to read it out because I have had a look on a few different articles. I've been in on date with emails and messages telling us about this. As soon as it happened, I was emailed, but I wanted to make sure, as always, that it's true facts before I come on here. And like I say, I got little bits of info saying that he'd been done in properly, he's been attacked, but when I've took me time to have a look into it, he's been attacked, but it hasn't been very severe, unluckily. But the headlines of one of them was Mark Bridger attacked again inside of Hmp Wakefield. He was attacked, I believe it was last year, but again, it wasn't very serious because it's obviously been done. Maybe he's on the spur of the moment when they've thought, oh, that's him, we'll get a hold of him now. We've done it in front of the screws, and the screws have immediately on the scene and broke it up. So Mark Bridger, who abducted and murdered 5-year-old April Jones in 2012, has been assaulted by another inmate at Hmp Wakefield in West Yorkshire. Prison sources say, it says Bridger, but I'm going to refer to him as Bacon because he doesn't deserve to be called by his first name or his last name. He deserves to be called exactly what he is. Now he's actually serving life without parole for that murder because it was so horrific. Even though the little one's body has never been found, it was horrific. I've done a video previously, if you go onto the playlist section, talking about the case. I'm not going to go over the full details of the case. I'm just coming on to tell you that he's been attacked and give a brief update on who he is and what he was actually in for the new subscribers. So prison sources say the bacon, who is now 60, suffered minor injuries. Minor injuries. What were you thinking? You should have done it properly. During the incident, staff quickly intervened and separated the prisoners. The attack has been investigated internally with additional security measures reportedly put in place. This is not the first time Bridger has been targeted. The bacon, in custody. The former machinist, originally from McKinley, has previously been moved between prisons over safety concerns and has been attacked before by fellow inmates, reflecting the hostility often directed at prisoners convicted of crimes against kids. What more can you expect? If you're going to harm little ones like that and even end them after you've done whatever to them, you are going to have a fucking horrid time inside of prison. And so you should. Every day of your fucking living life inside a prison should be an absolute misery if you've inflicted these type of crimes upon little ones. Wakefield, known it is unofficially as Monster Mansion, it is officially known as Monster Mansion, houses some of the UK's most dangerous and high profile offenders and is a designated Category A reserved for inmates considered the highest risk or posing serious danger to the public, or, like I've mentioned, the ones that have committed the most heinous and despicable crimes against little ones. The Bacon was jailed for life without parole in 2013 after being convicted of April Jones's murder following one of the most extensive police searches in Welsh history. Despite months of searches, April's body has never been discovered. A prison service spokesperson said police are investigating an assault on a prisoner at Hmp Wakefield. Violence in prison will not be tolerated and those responsible will face additional punishment. Well, those responsible are normally serving a life sentence themselves, so they cannot get any extra time added on. And probably, if it's one of the 40%, because it's 60-40, like I said, 60% Bacons, 40% normal location lads. And if it's one of the normal location lads who's thinking, I don't want to be in this prison, what's a good way to get out? Attacking a Bacon, and attacking a Bacon like Bridger. Further details about the extent of Bridger's injuries have not been disclosed. It is understood he remains in custody at the prison. Well, obviously, he's serving a fucking life sentence, so he's going to stay inside of this. For many across Wales, particularly in Mid and West Wales, where April lived, emotions around the case remain in raw more than a decade later. And any developments involving her killer continue to grow strong reaction. And obviously everyone from Machynlleth, Wales, and even around the UK was affected by this case. People who don't even know the little one, people like myself, it's something that sticks in my mind when you see these type of cases on the news and everyone's frantic searching for the little one. And then when a beast like that gets nicked, charged and convicted of the murder, then it's something that needs to be dealt with inside of prison. He needs prison justice at its finest. All of these horrid wrong'uns need prison justice because the sentences that are dished out, sometimes even this one, life without parole. Yes, you can't get any more than a life without parole, but still, it's not good enough. He's never getting out, so he deserves everything he gets whilst he's in there for the rest of his sorry, sad fucking days, because it's just exactly what he deserves. What a horrid beast of a man he is. But like I say, this one hasn't been a very serious incident, but believe you me, people, there will be times when he will have serious incidents inflicted upon him and even could end up being ended like Watkins and Bevans. But when that day comes, I'll be bringing you the fucking news straight here on Behind Bars TV. So keep an eye out, people. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go down, hit the subscribe button, sorry, getting ahead of myself here. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. I'm going to leave that one there for now, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. But most importantly, stay safe. And like I say, stay tuned because there's plenty more of these videos to come. There is loads at the moment of these absolute wrong'uns. I've got loads to get through these type of videos. Been sent a few as well about the ones that have been attacked inside a prison. Yeah, so keep an eye out, like I've just said. But one thing that we can't take from these Bacons is that the Bacon and the prison justice the bacon attacks are on the rise inside a prison. That's why there's so many videos to get through on here. But like I say, keep an eye out, people. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day.